Good morning from Panhandle Outdoors, America's only daily outdoor TV show. Your source for fishing, hunting, and information for folks who enjoy the great outdoors. Now sit back, relax. It's Panhandle Outdoors.
Good morning, folks. Welcome to Panhandle Outdoors. I'm Winston Chester. I'm glad to hear this morning. Here we are at Studio B, which means I have a special guest with us. But first, let's take care of our weather, brought to us by Gulf Coast Air Conditioning and Drew Pollard and hard-working crew up there. We're looking at a situation where it's really nice. High of 75, low of 60. Chamber of Commerce weather. It's going to be warm another couple of days. But I'm hoping, like a lot of y'all are, we get some cold weather for Christmas. It's just not Christmas, but some cold weather, and throw some logs in the fire. Hope that happens. Water temperature right now is at 65.7, so it did drop 1 degree yesterday. River reading brought to us by Mountain Dew. Own the outdoors with Mountain Dew. The Apalachicola blunts down to 7.4, and it's steady, leveled off a little bit when it hit 7 foot a couple of days ago. And the Choctahatchee Carabelle, it's dropping now. It got really high last day or two, but it's dropping on out. It's at 8 this morning, but dropping pretty strong. Not in rain coming, so the Choctahatchee will have a fall in waters for your weekend fishing, looks like. I mean, it's a pretty strong drop right there. Our tide chart brought to us by Kent Forest Lawn. Good strong tide today. We're looking at the low tide this morning at 5:25 and a high tide at 7:04 this afternoon. The wind's going to be coming out of the east today at about 9. So that wraps up our weather. Pretty decent day. If you're off today, a good day to get outdoors. All right, let's take a break. We'll come back with our special guest. Welcome back, and look who drove down this morning all the way up there in Jackson County. Mr. Billy's grandson. Glad to have you, buddy.
And glad to be here.
All right, and you always bringing stuff. And tell us what you brought us this morning.
And my Paul Noel Satsumas from behind Alex's. There, that tree's 30, 40 years old, I'm confident. I picked them last night and brought them up to you and Jeff.
All right, we appreciate it. I love those things, and I don't have time to get into the history of the Satsuma groves here in the Florida Panhandle. One time was huge.
Yeah.
We'll talk about that one time up in that area.
Yeah.
Especially Jackson and Calhoun County.
Yeah. They're making a little comeback too. There's still some people farming them.
I'm glad to hear that.
Yeah.
That's strong. What it was, a huge giant freeze came in there and just killed everything. Yeah. Same thing happened in Orange Groves and around Winter Haven. So anyway, we can talk about this stuff later. Let's talk about outdoors. What you been doing?
Christmas shopping early.
Don't even go there.
Yeah. I've got to jump on it.
I'm further behind than I ever have been. I don't know what's going on with me. Well, go ahead.
And working the check station on River Road and working my jaws like I do all the time and visiting folks and enjoying seeing people come up there that I only see once a year in there and excited about all the locals and everybody's excitement about maybe harvesting something and maybe a big one, you know.
Mm-hmm. Well, has it been a pretty good year so far?
It's been slow. I'm a bit surprised. Bow season went pretty good. Somewhere in the neighborhood of 40 deer harvested in there during bow season. That was bucks and does. And there was a 208-pound buck killed in there during bow season.
That is huge.
Yeah, it was. The horns weren't spectacular or huge, but the body size was huge.
How old do you think that deer was?
They speculated 4.5.
4.5. So he was full grown.
Yeah.
That's a good
and I'll tell you something. I've got to give a shout out, Winston, to Jesse and Marion Gilly. If they quit farming in there, you local folks and out of town folks from South Florida, just pack up and go somewhere else because they farm in there corn and soybeans and peanuts, and it's just like. It's like a huge plantation to raise deer in, and everybody benefits from
all those food plots out there.
That's a good point. It's one huge food plot of all that's growing in there, and Jesse and Marion Gilly farm in there, and everybody benefits from it, including they make a little bit of money off of it.
That's cool.
They better hug their neck next time they see them.
That's cool. Yeah. All right, what else is going on? Any fishing or anything like that?
Yeah, there's some fishing going on because the weather's been a bit mild, you know. There's been some fishing going on up there on the lake and some rivers and some farm ponds and places around there. Folks are saying showing some things they got, and I just as soon have the cold weather here because I think it would turn that rut on real good, you know.
I think that's what's going to happen as soon as it really does get cold. They're going to start seeing a lot of action.
In theory, and of course they'll rut anyhow, but everybody drives up there and asks 100 questions when they get there. When they rut.
We used to, when we first had the invasion, what we call the invasion of South Florida hunters, we were over in Robert Rent. At first, everybody was standoffish and all, but after we got to know them, we really enjoyed them.
I do. I enjoy talking to them, and we'll show a picture of a young man here. Reckon he got 3 sons, and he's excited about them finally getting some age where he could maybe bring them over to hunt. And one guy was up there the other day, had his little old 3-year-old walking around, and there's a pitcher pump right there at the check station that we wash utensils with and wash your hands with. Every kid that comes up there has got to work that arm on that old pitcher pump. And
again, Billy, as you're talking, I'm thinking about we take so much for granted here in Florida Panhandle. We talk about people driving 6 or 7 hours from South Florida where there's nothing but houses and condos just to come to open space.
Hey, they come up there, and I didn't know it until they went to saying it. They pull up there and go inside that Appalachian Management Area where it's fields and woods and water and fields and woods and water, because South Florida is trees and palmettos.
I know.
They don't do anything down there or any other management like they do at Appalachia where the farming was and is now. And they're just, it's beautiful, they all say it.
And that's why I harp all the time about getting people all these condos and all in here. We want to keep it like it is as long as we can.
Yeah.
Ask them if you.
Oh, they wouldn't want it, I'm sure. None of us want to changes up there. We appreciate it and benefit from it.
I know it. And, well, listen, you've got Christmas coming up. Y'all gonna work on through Christmas and then.
We doze but never close.
Okay. That's a good one. That's a good one. You brought a lot of pictures. I tell you what we're going to do. You got some good pictures, and we're going to go ahead and take a break, get our pictures set up, and we'll come back and we've got a long segment on pictures. So let's go ahead and take a break, folks, and we'll be right back. Okay, welcome back. Sitting here with Billy Grantham coming all the way down from Jackson County, and we're always so glad to have Billy. And you have a lot of pictures now, so I'm gonna be quiet and let you do some good pictures. So let's go through them.
Hey, look here, with cell phones like they are nowadays and taking great photographs, you get them young'uns off out there. Ashley and Chris took Avery out, my granddaughter, hiking and getting off in the woods, and boy, I just got a picture of her right there standing there, all with her arms all spread out. And then there at a waterfall, she's standing there, sending it back to me and her mama, and appreciating it. And then there the dirt road from my house to their house is just up the raise, just 600, 700, 800 yards, and I just got a picture of them headed to the house and me walking behind them.
Getting out walking.
Yeah, them out there walking and running some, and because one thinks the other's gonna get ahead of it, but it's just all a part of them getting out outdoors, you know.
That's right.
Yeah. Doug Finch from right here in Panama City comes up there and goes hunting, and he harvested during bow season a nice buck right there. Him and his wife, she got one this year too.
Awesome.
Doug's wife got a buck this year. And boy, he enjoys coming up there and hooping and hollering with us and enjoying the day. Y'all seen this old boy on the TV before. This is Trent Hill. He's that Indian stalker I tell y'all about, that's so good at it and cerebral about hunting. He ain't about running out there in the last minute and get up in the stand and try to just get lucky. He's thinking it through, and he got that one during bow season and harvested it and come out with it, and we were tickled to see it. I get to talk to him and listen to his ideas and his thoughts.
He takes it serious, don't he?
He does. Yeah. Winston, I can't remember this gentleman's name. He come into management, asking a bunch of questions back during bow season, and got to telling me, and I can't remember his name, but he's from Panama City. Some of y'all gonna know who he is and ask him about it. But that's a catfish he caught on Lake Seminole.
That's huge.
Yeah, on a trot line. And
how much did that weigh?
I don't know. It was
huge.
I'll weigh you 30 pounds or more. So, but I can't remember his name,
Yeah.
and he told me he lived down here and all.
Well, tell him send a name. We'll give him a shout out.
Yeah, I'm telling you. Look here. In there, when they shoot a deer and harvest it, we pull the jaw on that deer, even including does, so they can age the deer and determine the overall, over years and years and years of doing it, the overall health of the herd. You see that jaw right there?
Yeah.
It's worn down.
Well, what's the deal?
It's worn down to nothing. Just talking about the age of her.
Yeah.
Probably 6.5, 7.5 years
Now,
old.
for a wild deer, that's old.
Old it
Yeah,
is for a
yeah.
doe. It is
Yeah.
wore down. We see them all the time. Me and Charlie that's in there, and we pull lots of them, and you don't see one that wore down and wore out.
That is something. That's why I tell people one of the reasons to hunt, you want to go ahead and take them out before they get old and can't eat and starve to death.
Well, that's hard. You can't age them standing up there. You always going. Let's go out in the woods and shoot us an old doe. They say.
Old doe.
Well, that's an old doe
Yeah.
right there, and she weighed 100 pounds.
Yeah.
She weighed 100 pounds. Yep. Jesse and Marion Gilly out there harvesting peanuts right there at the check station, the very last of the season, finishing up out there, and that's what I'm talking about.
That is great.
Appreciating them boys out there at it, making it happen. Bruce Miles, my first cousin, lives right here. I believe he lives in the edge of Bay County, maybe in Jackson County, the southern end of Jackson County, but was raised fishing. His daddy loved fishing. And was on the water all the time. Well, Bruce would see him post some stuff from time to time, and I asked Bruce, let me put some of them pictures on. That's unusual. Them bass right there he caught on a Rapala, and I can't remember what the other thing was. He told me, I had it written down and forgot it. But he said they cold naturally wore them out on the Chipola River, putting in and drifting down through there, spat fishing, like y'all have heard me talk about before. That's how you fish that Chipola, is drift in there and throw up under them trees and around them knots out there, and come up out of there.
Did he have a little cricket or fly or what?
No, he using a Rapala.
Just the Rapala myself.
Pitching it up in there and then breaking it back and working it, like you would anything else. So, but old Bruce knows how to do that stuff right there. All right. Matthew Buckshot Grantham went off the other day and come out and sent me that picture, and I said, "You didn't even tell me you was going fishing." Slipped off one of his buddies and caught them speckled perch, and I was upset. There he is, been off hunting, goose hunting and some duck hunting, and harvested some stuff up. He just got back home.
Where did he go to get that?
Missouri
Missouri.
and Arkansas.
Okay.
And there's his dog Banks, a male, 3-year-old male, that worked his tail off, retrieving everything. He's trained that dog himself.
That's a pretty dog.
Yeah. See him right here?
Oh, yeah.
It's all studious. Ain't that great?
Yeah.
Yep. He said they saw some stuff and shot some stuff and had a blast.
I know they did.
Now that picture, you like looking at that thing kind of cockeyed. I don't know who they are, but Dwayne Baxley shot a buck into management Saturday morning, and they couldn't find that thing, and I went there with them. A little later on, I got there a little bit behind, and they was setting up on an area trying to find this buck and had that beagle dog working. Now, we talk an awful lot in that management when they shoot and trying to retrieve deer, about deer wanting to go to water. People talk about it all the time. They'll go to water to try to hide, or because of a wound, perhaps go in there and lay down. But
It's funny how they go to a place like that, they think they're hiding and all.
that dog had walked around it, and Alex had walked around the edge of that pond right there and didn't see it, and then that dog kept working around that and whining and carrying on, and they finally got out in the water, and the buck was laying down dead in the water.
In the water.
And the dog, y'all see him up, that dog is on top of that deer, dead.
That's something. Wow.
And there we are dragging him out.
Okay.
Many hands make for light work. You've heard that said
Yeah.
before? And
Yeah.
you go start dragging one out of the woods weighing 165 pounds. You want folks helping you.
You better believe it. Yes, sir.
Yeah, you do.
Yes, sir.
You do. And I got a pull of it, and everybody got a time got a tug on it to get him out of the woods.
Okay. All right, that's a good one there. Okay, let's go ahead and we're going to take a final break. We've got a lot more pictures to share with you, so we'll be right back. Welcome back. Sitting here having a great visit with Billy Grantham. Before we get back to Billy, let's take a look at our fishing game time today, brought to us by Blue Water Outriggers down in Port St. Joe. 7:58 to 9:58, 8:20 to 10:20 tonight. Okay, we got a lot more pictures.
Well, there's the buck right there they drug out of the woods right there at Lawson's Corner.
Woo.
Not too big, but a nice one. Some more Matthew's dog pictures and goose pictures from out west, Midwest, I should say. Right here was Chris Hale. Shot this buck right here, Winston, at East Jackson County. That boy's from Jacksonville. Got 3 little old boys right there. He's looking forward to bringing over in a few years when they get a little bit older. But he harvested that buck. You get right there behind you see Jeremy Kiefer. That's one of the trackers. Y'all saw him here not long ago from last year. I was with them when they tracked down a buck right there, and that's Jeremy that helped find that buck for him. And of course, there he is on the back of the truck. He was headed back to Jacksonville. This young man right here is from Franklin County. His name is Briar Blackburn. That's his first doe, his first confirmed deer he killed. Young man right there was excited. His grandpa come by, David Bryant come by there, was excited about it. And that boy was just giddy with excitement that he got his first one.
That's cool.
And from Franklin County Junior High School, old Briar Blackburn.
All right, good deal. All right.
This girl right here.
All right, this is, I got this story last night. I said, I can't wait to hear this story.
Christy Winkle from Mariana pulled up there, decided to go in there, and it's a bit unusual sometimes to see women come in there to hunt, and she was going to go in there and duck hunt.
By herself?
By herself, wasn't nobody with her. She didn't have a dog. She got her gear together. I gave her a card, checked her in, she left. She was gone a couple hours, and she come back. She had them 2 ducks right there.
I love it.
Yeah, I was tickled. I said, look here, if I can get your picture, I'll put you on the TV show. And I think she's a realtor there in Mariana. And that is fascinating. She had to wait out there, and she said, get one of them a little bit. But
listen, I'll give you an invitation to come on Panhandle Outdoors. If you go duck hunting, that's a big plus. You go by yourself, that's a double plus because that's hard to do. And then you harvest something. So that's awesome. So
yeah, boy, she's and I hear guys come out there all the time. Well, what'd you get? Nothing. She come out with 2.
I love it. That's great.
Look here. When y'all was coming up, your daddy loaded you up when you was that big, stomping around in the boat, getting a hook in your finger, getting an ice chest, knocking over the bait bucket, but he took you anyhow so you could learn how, right? Now, this here is Sandra Miles Ham, and back in the day, that was a few years back in 05, her father, my uncle, she went hunting, fishing with him, and he used to take her. She decided she would take him.
Oh, so reverse the roles.
Reversed it, that's right.
Oh, that's
Adele Miles, raised in Graceville, but worked there in Sneeds, and she took him fishing, and I'm just encouraging y'all, get up now and load up them old fellers that taught you how, and get on the water.
What a great point, Billy, and you're so true. They gave so much, and nobody ever praised them for it or thanked them for it most of the time. They just did it because they knew it was the right thing to do. And now they're older and can't really handle the boat, so that is a good point.
Yeah.
That'd be a good New Year's resolution right there.
Yeah. Take some older person fishing.
Well, we always preach and take kids, which we believe in with all our heart, but take some older folks back out there.
Yeah.
Like me and Billy.
Yeah, come by and pick me up. Look here, Winston.
Look here.
Swamp chestnut oaks.
Ooh.
Look here. I put them in my food plot. And I keep it year round.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're supposed to have a food plot. You're supposed to keep it year round. It says that. Them things love them rascals right there. Take them when you got them and soak them for about 4 or 5 days in some water. They'll start cracking open, and when they're cracking open, they're not long before that foot starts coming out, that root that wants to start down. Take it out and then put it in the dirt or in a pot, because them swamp chestnut oaks likes to put a root down like a pine tree.
What a great idea.
A deep tap.
Yeah, and just go and plant it in your area, plant a couple of them.
They love water. They need to be near water. If you got a pond out by the house or down at your food plot somewhere, and you're a young hunter, because it's going to take them 10, 12, 13 years, 14, before they'll start matured enough to do it. But you don't fertilize them. Don't put no fertilizer on. The old master is in charge of that right there, and he'll take care of it. Just get them in the sunlight where they get lots of sun.
That's a good point. It's taking care of our land, and they pass it on down. You know, even it may be in the family or somebody else may buy it, but anyway, they're still going to have some nature on there.
That's right. That's right.
So what about, now we got about a minute or two left. Let's get ahead and, I say we got a minute or two left, less than a minute. Any quick parting words?
Stay out of the woods. No. What I'm saying is, don't be out there walking around. The rut is right here upon us up there in Jackson County. I mean, right here on us.
Yeah.
Don't be out wandering around looking for sign and looking for this. Yeah. Get up in your spot and just get still.
Be still.
Just be still. He's going to come by because he's looking for them does. Just get still. He's coming to you. You ain't got to go to him.
Good word, Billy. Good words. And thank you for coming down. And Merry Christmas to you and all your family.
Merry Christmas.
All right. Thank you all for watching Panhandle Outdoors. Stan Kirkland tomorrow. Okay, do something good today for your fellow man, and God bless.
Thanks for watching America's only daily outdoor TV show, Panhandle Outdoors with Winston Chester, featuring hunting, fishing, and other activities and information to help you enjoy the great outdoors. Join us next time for Panhandle Outdoors.